we've battled our rival, we've battled gym leaders, we've battled Team Galactic, and we've battled the Elite Four. All to make it here. To prove ourselves as the strongest. But yet, one remains, the champion of the Sinnoh region. We defeated many to come here, but can we defeat the strongest in the land? We find out today. Hey, with the Gmon here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Platinum. In the last episode, we finished business taking care of the rest of the Elite Four. After a bit of trial and error, we managed to get to the end. However, as mentioned, one trainer is left standing in our path, the champion of the whole region, who is going to be a tall order, needless to say. And about that, you may have been wondering why I posted the Elite Four videos and then kind of went silent. The answer? I tried several times to beat the champion of our current team, and it was just not happening. We were not strong enough. I didn't have the items to cheat my way through it. It was just not happening. So what did I do instead? I decided to take time, reflect on my history and past, and go train my Pokemon up quite a bit. So as you can see here, I have trained all of our Pokemon a fairly bit off screen. And I was trying to, I know it's a little bit iffy ethically, we'll call it, because I know we got through the Elite Four with our previous team, so this may feel like a bit of a cop-out. However, trust me, I would like to finish this adventure at some point, and I was not successful in defeating the champion with my current team, so this kind of had to be done. And also, I think it's only fair that our team has a fighting chance, you know? Everybody gets to shine. They've been here for the entire journey, they all deserve a chance to shine in this final battle. But that being said, some of our team has actually changed as the levels have gone on. And you may notice that Alice is the only one who's not level 57. She just barely didn't make the cut to level 57 as I was going for the Elite Four one final time to get here. So, yeah. That said, one final team run through before we get onward with our final showdown. Big Boss the Honchkrow, all reliable. Razor Claw intact, Crit Machine, Adamant Nature. With the moveset mostly being the same, the only thing new is the move Dark Pulse, which we've actually talked about before, so I'm not going to explain it again. But it's something to have, I guess, over Steel Wing. It's nothing too crazy. We're not going to be clicking that often because Night Slash is right there, and we know we're a physical attacker for the most part. But still something kind of nice. Susano, the Gyarados, who is literally the exact same, just got a couple levels, you know. It's Gyarados, you know them at this point. Very reliable, reliable Gyarados. Bentley, our starter Pokemon, the Torterra, who's been with us since the very beginning, has changed a little bit, because they actually got a real Grass-type move. Yeah, believe it or not, we got a new move here. Leaf Storm. A special Grass move of a massive 140 power that has a downside of a little bit of inaccuracy at 90%, and also reduces our special attack in half every time we use it. That said, though, way better than Razor Leaf by default, because Razor Leaf is like 50 power, 140 power, it's not even comparable. Big Bertha! Oh, Big Bertha. Been with us for quite some time now. Mostly the same, however, as they leveled up, they actually learned to move Earthquakes. Now, 3 of our Pokemon on our team actually have Earthquakes, so I don't need to explain what Earthquake does, because most of our team already have the move, so, yeah. Pretty handy. You know, it's a Ground Rock type. I think it makes more sense to have Earthquake than Hammer Arm, but hey, maybe I'm crazy. Galahad, the Gallade, who also is mostly the same outside of one move, a move I've been wanting to talk about for a long time now. We've seen it before, but we finally have it on our side now. Close Combat, a 120 power, 100 accuracy fighting type move, with the only downside being that it lowers your defenses upon using it. Otherwise, though, it's an absolutely phenomenal move, and honestly, it's probably one of the best moves in the entire game. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. This move is absolutely insane. Also, he has 5 PP, which can be kind of annoying sometimes, but very good move. Definitely happy to have that. And finally, last but definitely not least, Alice, the Frostlass. Ice Ghost type, as we know, our favorite queen. Which is mostly the same as well, however, she has one new move in the move Blizzard. We talked about this move before, so I don't really need to explain it in depth, but it's basically gambling. 120 power, 70 accuracy, very strong Ice type move, but obviously the accuracy is not reliable at all, so we're not going to try to bank on it too often. But that being said, that's the entire team. Needless to say, it took a lot of work to get here, and like I said, I apologize if this wasn't quite, you know, how you wanted me to go into this final battle, like, you know, training my Pokemon off screen in between episodes, but I tried, like, several times. It was not even close. I just couldn't make it happen. I am so sorry. But, let's not be negative. We made it here through trial and error, and only one remains in our path now. And honestly, for starting off this battle, I think I'm going to lead off with Big Bertha for a pretty obvious reason you might already see coming. That said, let's go face the champion. Have you been keeping well? Thank you for Mount Cornet, and for the Distortion World. I'm truly grateful. Together, you and your Pokemon overcame all the challenges you faced, however difficult. It means that you triumphed over any personal weakness, too. The power you learn, I can feel it emanating from you. But that's enough talk. Let's get into why you're here. As a Pokemon League champion, I accept your challenge. One of the most iconic battles, iconic themes, and beloved champions in the series. Cynthia! Let's do this. You're challenged by champion Cynthia! That's right, this entire time she's been hanging around with us, she's actually been holding back. She's really the champion, and she's here to prove it. Shows a favorite Spiritomb, Dark Ghost type level 58 with the following moveset. Spiritomb here is a very unique Pokemon being a Dark Ghost type, as it has literally no weakness because Fairy type doesn't exist until Generation 6. So for the current time, this thing actually has no weakness to hit. It's either neutral or immune to everything, and it's also a relatively bulky Pokemon, so this thing can actually be kind of nasty to take out. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open up with our Stealth Rock here. So the entirety of the battle, Cynthia will take some chip damage whenever she switches her Pokemon. All reliable Stealth Rock, you've seen me use it before. You know how good this thing is. Goes for a Shadow Ball. My special damage isn't amazing, but I have a lot of HP, so I should take that okay. Yeah, I took it pretty well. And also, I am apparently faster, so I'm going to go for an Earthquake here. Our brand new Earthquake, and hopefully do a ton of damage. Like I said, Spiritomb though is very, very fat, so it might take this kind of well. Let's see. It is a Rapier Earthquake though, so it's not the Scoffing. Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Goes for a Dark Pulse. This is going to hurt, but I think I should be okay. I sure am, and one more Earthquake should deal the job. All right, there we go. Spiritomb down. And you may notice this is her first Pokemon, and I'm actually still lower level than her like her first Pokemon here, even though I did all that training. Cynthia's Pokemon are all extremely high level, some of the highest level you'll be fighting in the entire game. Obviously. And also, I should mention that in Diamond and Pearl, her team is not only slightly different in Diamond and Pearl, but also her team is higher level in Diamond and Pearl. They actually nerfed her going into Platinum because of how insane she was in the original games. That being said though, Spiritomb down, next Pokemon to go, Roserade. We've seen this Pokemon before, and I think I know exactly where we're going with this. Come on out, Big Boss. Because when there's a plant in sight, a bird will nip it in the bud. Roserade, her second Pokemon, also level 58, Grass Poison type with the following moveset. Roserade, as we all know, is a very powerful special attacker, and this thing can be kind of scary if you don't have a good way to deal with it. Thankfully, though, there's a lot of fire types and flying types, so you should have a good way to deal with it at this point in the game. It is a grass type, though. Grass types have lots of weaknesses. I'm gonna go here for the fly, as it misses a Toxic, because in the future generations, it actually made so poison types can't miss Toxic, but not this generation, so it actually misses the move, which is kind of funny. It's the Sludge Bomb because I went into the air, and this is the Honchkrow Fly. I would not be surprised if one-shots a Roserade. Cynthia's Pokemon may be strong, but they're not that strong. Not to my Big Boss. Exactly. Down goes Roserade, not bad at all. Get tons of experience for taking that thing out. Onto our next Pokemon, which is actually new to Platinum because she didn't have this in Diamond and Pearl. Togekiss. For you, who do I want to go into actually? Probably Alice, I would say. It's a flying type, kind of makes sense. I don't think we've seen Togekiss before, but if you know the Togetic line, or Togepi line, I should say, you know who Togekiss is. Togekiss, level 60, normal flying type, because doesn't exist quite yet, with the following moveset. This Togekiss, like I mentioned before, was not in Diamond and Pearl. However, it is here in Platinum, which I think is kind of cute, because in this game, obviously, she gives you a Togepi near the start of the game and turn of the city, so it kind of comes full circle here. It's kind of neat. And I think for you, I'm going to go... I could Hail Mary a Blizzard, however, I don't feel comfortable about that. I'm going to go for an Ice Beam. There's one thing to note about this Togekiss, however. It has a very annoying move called Air Slash, and Togekiss is most notorious for this move because of its ability Serene Grace, which will double its special side effects from happening. And Air Slash, this move right here, has a 30% chance to flinch. So if you're not fast with this thing, it can get really out of hand and keep flinching you down until you get KO'd. It can be really annoying. So if you have faster Pokemon than this thing, I would highly recommend using it here, because otherwise this thing can be an absolute nightmare to deal with. And I'm pretty sure this thing has a weird move pool, like Water Pulse and stuff like that. I vaguely remember this last time I fought Cynthia like years ago, so be careful if you're Rock-type Pokemon. This thing's kind of a demon. And speaking of becoming a demon, this battle theme is insane. I've been trying to stay on topic here, but my god, the Cynthia battle theme. This thing is one of the most iconic battle themes in the entire Pokemon series. This thing is amazing. It is a perfect finale for this game. As she switches her Pokemon out, actually, into Lucario. Okay. Cynthia showing she's smarter than the average trainer, knowing how to actually switch her Pokemon out. Alright then. Lucario, level 60, Steel Fighting type, a pretty nasty type combo. With the following moveset, we saw this thing. Oh! I froze it. Alice, you freaking rock, girl. Holy crap. Okay, that makes my life easier. In that case, I'm gonna go over here and switch to the Bentley. I don't have to worry about this thing attacking me most likely now. It's got frozen. Amazing. Yeah. You may be the champion, but you're not immune to freeze, are you? Not how it feels. I'm gonna go right for the Earthquake here as it thaws out and hits me with an Aura-Sphere. This is probably going to hurt. Lucario's signature move, Aura-Sphere here. Relatively strong fighting move. Ow! I got a critical hit. Okay, I guess I got revenge for getting frozen. That kind of sucks, but we'll live. And this is Torterra Earthquake. Super effective. Surely it gets a one-shot. Yeah! Okay, it's not technically a one-shot because I frozen Stealth Rock damage, but you get what I mean. Down goes Lucario after knocking the hell out of my Bentley. And back into Togekiss we go. Okay, makes sense. However, we already know the answer to you. We're going to go right into Alice here. And because Cynthia switched out here, unfortunately for being a champion, she doesn't appear to be very smart. Because now, since she switched out her flying type, and switching it back in, it's going to take a huge chunk to Stealth Rock. One of the best moves of all time, baby. We'll go for Ice Beam, because I'm faster as we already learned. And down goes another Pokemon. Okay, free down, free to go. It's her trouble as well. And oh god, she's sending in the demon. Okay, this Pokemon here is essentially the final boss. All of Cynthia's Pokemon are kind of crazy, but this thing is notorious. Oh, actually, I took 4 Pokemon, not 3 Pokemon. Meet Garchomp, her signature Pokemon coming in at a massive level 62. Dragon Ground type with the following movesets. Garchomp here is an absolute menace. It's a pseudo legendary of the Sinnoh region, meaning its base stat total is 600. For reference, that's pretty good. Being a Dragon Ground type, however, gives it amazing coverage. It hits basically everything. Steel type Pokemon resist Dragon, but Ground type covers that, so you don't have to worry about that. It's a fantastic Pokemon overall. However, it comes with a cost. This thing being Dragon Ground means it's 4 times weak to Ice. So I'm gonna go for my Ice Shard here, which is priority, because I can guarantee this Garchomp's fast to me. Garchomp is extremely fast. Gonna go for the Ice Shard here. Hopefully do a good chunk of damage. It's 4 times weak to it after all. Pretty sizable chunk. As it goes for a Flamethrower, and I am not surviving that, because even though Garchomp is a physical attacker, its special attack is nothing to scoff at either. Like I said, Garchomp here may as well be the final boss. This thing is nasty. Alright, you did your job, Alice. Good job. You tried your best. And honestly, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and send in... you know what? Let's fight Dragon with Dragon, even though I'm not technically a Dragon. I'm like... partly Dragon, I guess. Bring it on! Go for the Intimidate to lower this thing's attack stat, which obviously Garchomp relies on a lot, so it's going to be very important. And unfortunately, I no longer have my Ice Fang, which would be super helpful here. However, I'm going to go for Waterfall. As it misses a Dragon Rush. Okay, thank god. That move is extremely powerful, but the downside is that its accuracy is not very good, as we just saw. It's like 70% accuracy or something. It's kind of bad. Or I think it's 80? One of the two. Go for Waterfall, and actually, I get a critical. Okay, I think that mattered. Garchomp is actually pretty tanky as well. Its stats are phenomenal, like I mentioned. I think that actually mattered. Okay, I wish I got this luck when I was trying to before I trade my Pokemon, because my god, we're actually doing pretty good here. And her final Pokemon. I can't believe I'm saying that. After all the tries I tried to beat her, I'm finally here. Good old Milotic. You know what, Galahad, you haven't got any action this fight yet. Go in there. Let's show off your brand new move, shall we? Her final Pokemon, Milotic. Wait for it. You're the last time I was put into a corner like this. Yeah, well, you put me in a corner plenty of times, Cynthia, so it's only fair I do the same back. Let me tell you, the stories. That said, though, Milotic here, her final Pokemon, level 58, pure water type with the following moveset. Another Pokemon that she doesn't have in Diamond Pearl. In Diamond Pearl, she actually has a Gastrodon instead. In this game, she has a Milotic. Melodic is a very, very bulky Pokemon, especially on the special side. It's overall got some pretty phenomenal stats overall. It's just an overall solid Pokemon. I don't got anything too crazy to say about it. It's just a very well-rounded, solid Pokemon. That said, though, well-rounded or not, close combat hits hard. It might survive this, because like I said, Melodic is a very tanky Pokemon. And it sure does. Okay, however, that did a lot. A little more defenses, unfortunately. As it goes for me. Hey, Cynthia? Hello? Mirko. All my moves are physical. Well, Cynthia, you may be the champion title, but something tells me there's something missing up there, because I don't know what that was about. Unfortunately for you, however, as fun as you may have just announced this being, it's coming to an end. And now you're fasting me. What just happened? My defense alone is gonna hurt. However, we survive. And we put an end to the battle. I'm not gonna lie to you. This entire encounter with Cynthia was extremely lucky. I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't get lucky. I got a freeze, I got some crits. She missed a Dragon Rush. That might have been the luckiest attempt at Cynthia I've ever seen. Just a few minutes ago, you're the most powerful challenger. Just now, you became the most powerful of all the trainers. You're now our newest champion. Thanks? I think I earned it, right? Kind of? I can't lie, I got... That was some crazy RNG. Wow. That was excellent. Truly an outstanding battle. You support your Pokemon need to maximize their power. And you got enough certainty to secure victory. You have both passion and calculating coolness. Together, you and your Pokemon can overcome any challenge that may come your way. Those are the impressions I got from our battle. I got to appreciate the crowning of the Sinnoh's newest champion. Come with me. We'll take the lift. My reward for becoming champion! Never mind. Cynthia, you said we'll take the lift. Come back! Cynthia! Okay, I guess I'll go on my own. It's been a long road. We're finally here. The room ahead is the Hall of Fame. When did you get here? Sakura, your last battle was splendid. Oh, hello, Professor Rowan. Our child enlisted from Pokedex Project has come this far. It's only natural to come and witness the child's crown and glory. Zachary, I shouldn't call you a child anymore. You've grown to a real champion. Professor, you still enjoy your enthusiasm kids bring to your research, don't you? Zachary, step this way, please. Professor Rowan, please join us. Hey, I earned a hard-fought victory to get in here. He just comes in for free. I'm just kidding. You know, we kind of owe all this to him, to a degree. He deserves to be here, too. It's been a long while since I last entered this room. The last time here was when I became champion, and yes, that'd be quite a long time ago. Zachary, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Your names will be recorded for prosperity here. What you're leaving are the memories of your adventures so far. So to record your names, you and your Pokemon. Remember, your Pokemon are partners that grew with you through many challenging battles. This machine will make a permanent record of your achievement. It's been a long road, but every road has an end. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Big Barfa, level 57 Rhyperior. Susano the Gyarados, level 57, once as well. Our starter, Bentley the Torterra, Ground, level 57, Epic Swag. Big Boss the Honchkrow, Dark Flying type, got in the link trade, we took it from Johto, because I cheated. Galahad the Gallade, Psychic Fighting, level 57 as well. And finally, last but most certainly not least, Alice the Frostlass, level 56, Ghost Ice. Welcome to the Hall of Fame! Unfortunately, some of our Pokemon are not doing a very good job of sharing the photo. We're covering a lot of each other, guys. Come on, guys. Like, Hunter's like putting his wing in front of Alice. Like, come on. She helped a lot. My team is so inconsiderate. But also, my team's pretty cool. I love these goobers. And with that, we're champion. It's been a long, long time coming. But we've done it. All that said, the road to championship may be over. But it never means that the adventure has to be over itself. For now, though, however, that'll be Pokemon Platinum. I hope I got to showcase how great of a game this is, because I really love Pokemon, as you guys obviously probably know. And Pokemon Platinum, pretty dang good time. Very big fan of it overall. And definitely the upgrade that Gen 4 needed, because Diamond and Pearl, I like Gen 4 overall, but Diamond and Pearl definitely was the base, because Platinum upgrades so much of this game. It fixes the leveling problems, it adds more Pokemon, it makes Cyrus more interesting, because Cyrus actually does more things in the story. Giratina's a sick addition to the main plot. Just a lot of good things I have to say about Platinum. And as always, I love playing Pokemon on this channel, and I hope you guys had a great time as well. Even though I am fully well aware this project took a very long time to get to this point. I'm sorry, I got a job, I got a girlfriend, I got things to do. But I still very much enjoy playing this game with all of you. And I hope you got to appreciate the road all we took over the last year. Because like I said, this project has been going on for a while now. And even though I'm saying all this like the project's over, don't get me wrong, there's still more to do. We're not completely done with Platinum yet. But it feels really nice to have the credits rolling all this time after, you know? This has been a long time coming. And I will say, I am a big fan of these credits. You get to see all the memories you've been making across the region. All the little highlights you've been going across challenging gyms and whatnot. You get to see all the people you met. It's a nice credit sequence. With a really nice song, because Gen 4 music, as I mentioned before, the music slaps. And I still hold that opinion all the way from start to end. The music in this game is phenomenal, as I praised before. That being said, I think I've rambled enough about, you know, my opinion of the project and how I went, because I usually like doing that at the end of the projects here. So how about we give some special thank yous? First of all, I want to give, as always, a special thank you to my good friend Akumu, who does all of the graphic work. You see all this fancy graphics you see on the screen here, like, not, you know, obviously not like your badges and whatnot, but like all the overlays and stuff. All very cool and pretty, and he does a fantastic job every single time I ask him for help. And he does it every single time, basically, because he's just that reliable, and I'm a big fan of his work. And he's a big help to the channel. Takes a lot of, you know, stress out of, you know, making the channel look pretty, because that's how we get people to come by and enjoy the adventure. You gotta look pretty, you gotta look presentable, you show up to your finest moments in your finest suits, right? Something like that. So big thank you to Akumu, as always. Also want to give a huge thank you to Cerebi and Bulbapedia, as always, who are my main sources of information. Whenever I usually put up, like, a Pokemon moveset and whatnot, or if I'm, like, checking information and whatnot about the game that I could have messed up, or, like, just need to check my work, they are always there to have my back. Very reliable Pokemon sources of information, and they're also just very cool people in general. If you've ever been on Twitter before and you see the main guy who runs Cerebi, absolute sweetheart. Dedicated to the craft. Very much respect that man. Because there's a lot of info in Pokemon. He puts it all out nice and easy, very easy to read, keeps up to date with every single generation. Very, very cool. Big appreciate their work, because they make my life so much easier. Because I play these games a lot. And when I say these games, I do mean all of the games. So I tend to forget info or mix up some info here and there. Sometimes I need a correction or whatnot. But they make my job so much easier. And I'm sure every person who's played Pokemon should be grateful to them, because they make our lives so much easier and checking information and whatnot. And of course, a special thank you goes to everybody watching at the current moment. It only makes sense I had to shout out to the people watching this video at the moment. May have been the start, may have been certain episodes, may have just passed them by for this episode. Who knows? Some people do that. But a huge thank you to all you people watching this series. I know it went on for a very long time, but you guys are always patient. You guys are always supportive. You like the videos. You check them all out. The real superstars here are you guys, because without you guys, this channel would just be rambling at the screen, instead of me rambling at the screen, but with, you know, some people who appreciate it. So thank you. That being said, though, this has been Pokemon Platinum, and who knows? Maybe the adventure will continue on. God bless Satoru Iwata. Rest in peace, my man. We miss you every day. Well, that being said, the adventure for now is at an end. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon.